a good pot. Cue ball needs to slow down.
1.
A little unfortunate. Just the roll up then.
Chow Yupeng 1.
So Ryan Day would have been coming out this morning looking to push on, obviously from 6-2 in front. He was hoping to play well in this session and have a quick session this evening. Not needing that many frames to win, but he hasn't started good. Thing is, if you start well in the next session, then your opponent gets the same negative thoughts in his mind sitting down that he did in the first session. But if you don't, you're giving him a life.
Well, no one says this is an easy shot, and it might not be quite down those lines, but it isn't the mark of Zorro. It's the kind of route that he's going to have to take. He just needs to get past the middle pocket. As you can see, that's what he's tried. Amazing, isn't it? Gap there. He didn't misjudge it. He didn't. He's just got to get the cue ball past that left-hand middle pocket.
Okay.
In that general direction, that's the problem, and it's the way that it slides from the final of the 4 cushions he's got to hit. That's the concern.
Okay.
It looks a complicated shot, but it is one you'll see a player try a few times. It's almost an identical shot as he left the red available this time. There's always a temptation to keep having him put back when you're out there, get these points on the ball, but unfortunately in the end Ryan will perfect the shot and that will be the end of that. So if Chow Yupeng thinks that this is on, this red, and he can score from it, then he has to take it. A bit close to it.
One.
You played that well. Those shots you've got to stop the cue going through as usual. Cut your follow through down to make sure you don't foul the cue ball. Not great, these reds. There's 1 or 2 possibilities. Plays a lot of sides sometimes. Yupeng, you need a bit here possibly. Played that really well.
Eight. Nine.
Quite noticeable in his matches that he's not one to go in and smash the pack out too early. He's more type of coaxer. He knocks 1 or 2 reds out at a time. You see 2 reds available there. And most players looking into the back of the pack there, and with an almost certainty of being on those 2 reds anyway
16.
and having a few more reds available. But he plays it more in the old style, Neil.
Yeah, I don't think he's got
17.
a huge amount of flair, but what he does do is keeps repeating that cue action where he hits through it. And you know, he played particularly well in his first match, I thought, early on especially. Playing someone like Mark Allen, as tough as it gets. He wasn't fazed by Mark Allen, you know, who can be quite intimidating to play against, I would think.
20.
It's because you know he's fiery out there, and he played well early on in that match. But like you say, he doesn't take huge risks, and he hasn't got a
25.
massive amount of flair.
Gets his tip quite close to the cue ball. He's gone into him this time now. He may have one in the centre. There's always some doubt when you go into the pack of red, especially the way they were set. Sometimes you can cling to another red and be on nothing. Could bring the pink into play here. He's on the black anyway. It's a nice change to see players that just dislodge a few reds at a time and take those, a bit like the old the days of Joe Davis, when they never went into the pack much then. In those days they just knocked one or two out. Of course the balls are different and a lot heavier and the cloths were not so responsive. But still good skill.
40.
At the end of the day you're trying to make all the balls, and the way you go about it doesn't really matter as long as you get them.
Well, he didn't play on that red on the right, but he's on it. He'd have been unlucky not to be on something, but up for the blue, with not being essential that he gets top side of the blue because there's a red up there as well.
41.
So plenty of choices here. There's at least two reds at pot to the right corner, and he can just drop in behind them. He's looking very good to pull another frame back.
Well, that's his best effort so far in this match. His previous highest break was only 43. After winning the first frame, if he makes a big break here, it really will inspire him.
$47. $54. $55. $62.
Well, there's the equation. If Ryan Day ever got back to the table, he could only tie with 6 reds and 6 blacks and all the colours. Well, that's unlikely to happen, you feel. And it won't be happening now.
63.
Well, he's taken these well. As Terry said, I think probably the best that he's played, and I think that man has slightly let him off the hook, Ryan Day. Missed a sitter in the first frame of the morning. Can't give your opponent any confidence.
69.
Can't give them any kind of an even break. Player that you've got beaten. 6-2 looked like being 7-2. And now
7.
down to just a 2-frame deficit.
Yes, never give a drowning man a straw, they say, and what I spoke about earlier is Ryan Day was going to try and obviously start well and keep you Peng thinking in his chair. He's in for another nightmare day, and the opposite has happened now.
77.
Slightly out of position. It was a good shot. He was making a lot of those in his first round. He hasn't been doing it here, but he's clinched this frame in style, and he'll feel a totally different person to what he did about half hour ago.
85.
That's what it's about out there. It's feelings, your emotions. I don't like the word confidence, but it's belief is the word I like.
$93. $94.
Well, this will be the 37th century of the championships. Can't see you missing it now.
99.
I must admit, it went slightly unnoticed to me as we see that red going for the century. I'm going to say it went slightly unnoticed to me that he'd made those 2 centuries against Mark Allen. The match didn't really finish in the way he would have liked with his opponent going in off. It was a strange way to get what is the biggest win of his career, wasn't it? But you know, he played well in that match, and it's his 13th of his playing career as a professional. Of course, this is his first full season on the tour. So you've got to say that he's doing very, very well for himself.
110.
You can only dream of getting the Crucible, can't you, in your first season? I mean, very few do. And to win a match as well is something very special. So, irrespective of what's happened in this match so far, you would be very happy with his first season in professional snooker.
$119.
Good if you control this break. Position has been excellent. Oh, well, he's missed the black. It's not a total clearance. What can you say? A break 125 anyway. And,